Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Saturday Night InSaNiTy. There we go. It just took me a moment to get the boys organized.
I find that offensive.
Good. I'm glad that you found my non-denominational Christian greeting offensive.
Greeting? Oh, God.
Christians always greet each other like that.
They do.
John!
Why?
I have a question about how did you make the stream available to multiple settings? What tick box am I missing?
There's no tick box.
How did you do it?
I just ended the stream and restarted it and hoped.
Oh, okay.
And I just keep doing that until I get the multiple settings.
Until you get to one that's close enough to get you the multiple settings and
Sometimes it does it like the first retry, sometimes it does it right away. Sometimes it never does it, and I have to do it like 8 times before I get the options. Like when fucking Resident Evil 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3 get released in the same week.
Well, there's a bunch of other things happening right now.
Oh.
But yes.
But generally, it only takes 1 or 2 retries, and then I get all the options. So
I think this weekend, if I remember correctly, there was like 3 or 4 large tournaments. Like I was looking at like live channels, and like the first 4 for a long time
fucking
were like just giant tournaments.
Fucking tourniquets.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take my daily old man regimen of pills.
Smash Brothers.
All these pills. See.
Legends tournament.
All the pills. It's all vitamins.
The magic pills.
Vitamins.
This is what our live stream has turned
Keep
into.
you alive.
I gotta take my pills so I don't break my hip.
One person arguing about the 3 games that everyone streams on Twitch, and the other one's needing to take his back pill.
This one Smash Brothers stream is taking up 2, or tournament is taking up 2 different streams. So I mean, like it's a bit crowded right now on Twitch.
I gotta eat, so I can take my back pill.
That's right. Might have some Franks and beans later on.
Oh
toast.
God, a big old bowl of beans.
Big old bowl of beans
with whole garlic in it.
God,
I swear to God, if you ate a bowl of beans with garlic in it...
Well, are you referring to the game last night?
Stoudman and I had a role-playing moment during the scene in which we were in the RV and you keep cutting back to Frank and his beans, and we're making jokes about how there's no dent being made in the food, and he's just like a giant bowl of beans. Would you like some bacon and eggs? No, just a big old bowl of beans.
I was asking, like, just imagine somebody walking into a diner and just being like, I want a giant bowl of beans.
It's like, well, you sir, get the corner booth.
The one next to the bathroom with the open ventilation window.
That's right.
Go to the diner for beans.
So
I just want beans.
It's like Ron Swanson with "Give me all the bacon and eggs that you have."
Yeah. Now you may have thought I said, "Wow, that guy wants a lot of bacon and eggs." No, I want all the bacon and eggs you have.
All the all of them.
But I think weren't we actually? Everybody was blaming Frank solely for global warming.
Yes.
Because of all of the methane his butt was producing from that massive bowl of beans.
Look, the roleplay got a lot of food, right? I'm not gonna lie.
I'm sure that roleplay went on for like at least 90 minutes with you guys. But every permutation.
We said it was man-made, but we didn't say who that man was.
That dude.
Now we know it was.
It was mystical
Frank
man and his giant bowl of beans.
and his big old bowl of beans. Yeah. Here, I don't like looking up there, so I'm gonna move you down. I'm gonna move you guys down farther. There you go.
I mean, I think I started making those jokes and started talking about it because of how he reacted when he threw his beans on the ground.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, he was mad.
Offended. He was personally offended.
Like,
I was eating those beans.
he had a Ross moment. He's like,
I was eating that.
good thing in my life. You took the only good thing in my life and you poured it on the ground. Those were my beans!
That's right. I just gotta fix my camera here. I know. It's like you don't mess with the man and his beans. Because you know, if he goes into a nice Greasy Spoon diner that is renowned for its fantastic breakfast food and all he orders is beans, then there is something really not good in that man's life. And that could very well be the only little slice of joy he gets that entire week. And you go and throw that man's beans on the floor, like, I mean, you're basically just saying, you don't matter.
I laughed so hard when I did that. I was like, what are you doing? God, it was great.
I think, wasn't the dialogue says,
I'm insane with anger!
Yes, thank you, JL. Wasn't the dialogue something like, I'm just doing this because I want to see what happens. Like, even the in-game character knew how ridiculous it was what I was doing, but it was, yeah. So yesterday was, for those of you wondering what we're talking about, I played Life is Strange all the way through in one sitting. I thought it was...
Last night means all the way up until today at 2 p.m.
Yes, I started at 6 p.m. yesterday. I finished at 2 p.m. today. And then I went to bed for a few hours, and then woke up to do Saturday Night InSaNiTy.
I was all like wondering, like, I bet you may not even wake up. I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't blame him, you know, like, yeah.
I'm sure there were many bets on how far I would make it, but no, I thought, I had thought that Life is Strange was about Telltale length, meaning about 2 hours per episode. No, it was more like 3.5 to 4 hours per episode, and just emotionally harrowing. Like, it was a really deep, emotional, powerful story with, you know, a lot of really deep, emotional, powerful moments. And to play that whole thing in one go, I was just destroyed by the end of it. Like, it was
and
just...
And streamed for 20 hours at that point. 22, I think.
It was basically... It was a little over 20 total,
okay.
Including breaks. So, I mean, it wasn't 20 solid hours of gameplay. Huh?
He was broken.
Oh, God. The last 45, I mean, it's one of those ones that will inevitably make even the hardest soul cry, because there's just some really deep and emotional moments and some really, you know how those games are. It's a choice-based one where your decisions determine the direction of the story. And as a lot of those games are, there are some moments where you have to make some really difficult moral choices, where it's like, I don't want to choose either of these things because both of them will make different bad things happen to people, and but you have to choose one, otherwise the story does not progress. So, yeah, it's a tough one. But like the last 45 minutes, I just like the tears would not stop. Like they were just non-stop, and just like constantly wiping my eyes and sniffing. I'm trying to like pay attention to the story, and it's like, oh God, this is just so. Yeah. If you're a Patreon follower, you'll be able to see that on YouTube right away. It's going to be going on the Twitch exclusive Patreon playlist, which you can have full access to for as little as $1 a month. I don't put a level cap on that. It's not like a level dependent thing. I just offer it to all my Patreon sponsors as a bonus, as a thank you. And as for just regular free YouTube, it will be available at some point. I'm going to chop it up into episodes. But not for quite some time. It'll stay an exclusive for a while, just because, you know, bonuses for sponsors and stuff, you know. That's the way it goes.
I was going to say, I think Life is Strange is more closer to or Until Dawn than it is to a Telltale game.
Yeah, I think that's probably accurate.
Both in length and in the way it plays.
There's more, there's more walking around in Life is Strange, much like Until Dawn was, whereas Telltale is much more interactive movie-like.
Are they by the same people by off chance? It really felt like it was the same engine.
No, it wasn't. It was honestly Until Dawn had a better engine, I think, at least in terms of the motion capture and facial expression and stuff.
Was better in Until Dawn.
But Until Dawn also, I think, was a couple years older, if I'm not mistaken. But no, Life is Strange was great. It was by a company called Don't Nod, and it was released through Square Enix. I can't remember who did Until Dawn now. It wasn't them, though. But, huh?
I just looked it up. It wasn't them. It wasn't Square Enix. It wasn't Don't Nod.
No. Who was it? Did you see who it was?
something like that.
What?
Supermassive Games.
Oh, Supermassive Games. Yeah,
Okay.
and then it was released through like a bigger company, I think.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, Major Matoga said it was Supermassive Games. Yeah.
Created by one company, distributed by the big company. That's,
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty common practice. But yeah, but it was great. It was one that I'd been wanting to play for quite some time, and it seemed like a good kind of marathon game to just kind of go through and do the whole game in one go. I just wasn't I was expecting it to be about half the length that it was. So that's why I said I'll do it all in one sitting. But of course, then I'm like halfway through, and it's like, wow, it's already been like 12 hours, and I've done 3 of the 5 episodes. Like, fuck. Well, I committed to do the whole game, so I guess we're in it for the long haul, and I just kept going. But yeah, it was good. It was good stuff.
yeah, man.
I will play the sequels and prequels.
I gotta go
at some
watch.
point.
I gotta go watch episode 4. It's the one I missed. I mean, you read the journals, so kind of like it worked out. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. I literally went to sleep after you did the summary for part 3,
Yeah.
and it took you so long because you probably took a break for food and fucking around a little bit that when I woke up, you were doing the summary for part 4. Okay, I got
Wow.
almost a little under 6 hours of sleep.
It
That's how long
was
part 4.
that was another reason the episodes took so long. Is the main character keeps a journal, and kind of writes. It's a combination of a summary of the events of the previous episode, but also kind of gives some of her insights along the way. And you see, she's a photographer; she takes photos as well. So you see some of the photos she took and some sketches and stuff in her journal. It's cool, but it just gives you a few extra layers to the story. So, in the interest of being thorough and wanting to experience as much of it as possible, I decided to read all of the journal entries as well. So sometimes I would get into the story for a while, and I wouldn't get to the journal entries until the next episode. And I think there's one time it's like, oh god, there's like 20 new pages of journal entries. Okay, here we go. So when it's on YouTube, I'll post like I tend to do them all in one block rather than just go back and forth all the time. So when it's on the YouTube post, whenever it's posted, I'll put a time marker there for those of you who would rather just watch the game part and not listen to the journal entries so much. So I try to think of everybody,
Yeah, I knew that you'd only played first 2 episodes before.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I've been waiting this whole time for you to continue because
Yeah.
the 3rd episode is where it really gets sad and depressing.
Yeah, it does.
That was it's a really dark game.
Well, especially depending how you manage to get through the end of the 2nd episode. Because the 2nd episode is pretty pivotal in terms of the direction the story goes in. And when, there's certain things that happen in it that if you succeed or fail can dramatically change the direction of the story quite majorly. So yeah, the direction that I ended up taking was a pretty dark direction, but I think it's a pretty dark story regardless of which direction you go in. But
Regardless.
it was not fail; it was just different.
Yeah, Carlton. Just don't worry about it. It's the way I smoke it. I'm getting particulates in my throat.
Yeah, it's
Speaking
it's
of
like a tickle.
Use it a bong, but I'm lazy.
Speaking of the results of episode 2, I was talking to Cass earlier. I don't know if he talked to you about this, but he was mentioning that when that happened, he's like, I am going to hell for this. Because when that happened, he was looking on the soundboard and thinking what sounds he could play that would sound the most inappropriate for that. So it's just like,
This is where he disabled it. Disabled it for that game. And I support his decision to disable it for that game.
Yes,
it actually cost him money, I guarantee you.
Oh, I absolutely did. And that is why the soundboard was disabled for that game, because I know my viewers, and especially you guys, and how, I'd be like...
You never have to worry about me because the soundboard never worked for me.
Oh, well, there you go, then.
I even thought like the Tourette's guy one would be kind of funny. Just the way that he kind of trails off at the end.
Oh God! Imagine if you timed that just perfectly,
Oh man!
so that
Moment ruined.
Just imagine, like, also imagine the time perfectly, like, you knock the beans over and you're, fuck!
yeah.
Fuck! You know, like,
Oh my God!
Like, it's like there's times where, like, it was perfect and hilarious, and other times you're like, that was wrong.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. I also had a strange Skyrim dream last night, of all things. That Skyrim was, like, in the dream, it was partly like where you could build buildings, like in Conan. So in my game in the dream, I had been playing, and I think this is partly because of the glitch that I experienced the other day as well. It kind of fed into that a bit, which I think, by the way, has broken that quest line. I think it broke it because I glitched through the floor and found the thing that was buried in the tomb, like, long before I was supposed to find it. I was like, oh, I'll take that since I'm here, and I think it broke the quest. So I will never complete that quest. But anyway.
100% for Z.
Oh, well, I wasn't going to get 100% anyway. But the important thing is I got the item, and a lot more easily than I would have probably got it otherwise. But anyway, so in the dream, there was this city that was kind of on a... it was like this big city that I kind of helped to build up over time. And there was, like, buildings there, and there was, like, a trading outpost there, and it was all made of stone, and it was all kind of on this big platform on a ledge over top of, like, looking down into a valley where there was, like, a big river and a waterfall and all this. It was very beautiful. So I'm playing, and I look up, and it's like, oh, hey, there's that city that's sort of nestled into the rocks there. I should go up there and, do some trading and see how all the non-player characters are doing. And then suddenly there's this gust of wind. And this gust of wind picks up the entire city and sends it sailing off the ledge, flipping like a coin. And then it just lands in the river and then starts floating down the river. I'm like, where's it going? So I managed to chase it down, and I.
Wow, you're an idiot.
So then it's like suddenly I'm in the city, in a building, and I'm like, oh, where am I? So I open the door to one of the doors, and I just see the river, like, rushing by outside the door. I'm like, oh, fuck, what are we gonna do? And then it, like, goes down a waterfall, and like, oh, God, this is gonna smash the city. Like, I'm gonna have to rebuild the whole thing. And then finally it lands, and it stops, and the door enters into this cave. And in front of the cave, there's this mirror with this, like, developer's message saying, this area is still in beta, so some things may not work properly. I'm like, oh, well, there might be some cool shit here. So I go in, and it's like, I look behind me, it's like, I guess the city's okay. I guess this is just where it's living now. And so then I went around the mirror, and there was some, like, high elf dude selling shit, and then that's kind of where it ended. But that was my big Skyrim dream, was this city just flipped like a coin and sailed down the river and ended up in a beta area.
How you know you've played too much Skyrim?
When are we going to get back to Conan?
I don't know. See, I still have everything configured for the old computer, which has our old save.
You just play on the old computer, I guess, yeah?
Well, I might be able to just manually move the save files over. I have to see if I can do that. And then
You've had several requests in the chat over the last couple of weeks.
Really? To get back to some Conan? Okay. Well, then we'll have to work out the logistics.
And also, I want to get back, but Krillington was like talking about... Me and Krillington were talking about, I think, yesterday, day before.
Yeah. Okay.
See? Look, Krillington just said, more Conan.
More Conan! Alright, well, we'll see what we can do.
What is TLZ?
I know he's been going back and watching a lot of the older Conan videos.
Oh, yeah? There's a lot of clips. There's a lot of clips. Well, he was behind, so he's probably all caught up now and is hungry for new stuff.
More Conan! More!
we were hilarious, I have to say. I'll toot our own horn. We were damn funny.
Carla, did you watch all the ones that are on my channel too?
There's a lot.
There's another like 29 hours from my perspective.
There's another side to the story where Skinslip thought I was a bunny.
Yeah.
You see it from his side as well.
Literally, there's a bunny down there, and I'm just like, huh?
Because what had happened, for those of you who didn't see it, I'll give you the quick summary, is we were doing some mining on a mountain, just basically doing an iron run.
Far from home.
And I got separated from the other two guys. I went like up the side of this mountain, and I'm looking around like, hey guys, there's iron up here. And they're like, where are you? It's like, I don't know, where are you? So we couldn't find each other. So I'm like looking over the cliff, I'm like, and I hear all this, I think that was around, I heard all this chaos, like you guys were attacked by something, and I had I couldn't help you. So you managed to stave off the rock horns, and then, so I'm looking around like, where are you guys? And then Skinslip is like, oh wait, where are you? It's like, oh, I'm up here. Okay, I'm above you. I'm like, oh, are you sure? Like, oh yeah, I'm above you. I can see you. I'm looking down. I can see you down there. Just look up. Just look up, and you might. So I'm like looking up, and I'm like, there's just sky above me, and I'm like, I am like practically the highest point of this mountain. I'm like, how the fuck are you above me? So I'm looking around. He's like, no, just turn this way a little bit, and then there's like this pause, and he's like, oh wait a second, that's a rabbit.
In my defense, I'm playing this game in 4K. And, like, I'm trying to squint to see some details, because I'm like, where the fuck? It's kind of back, right? So, like, what the fuck? Oh, that's a fucking bunny. Literally, you see I lean in. Oh, that's a rabbit. Never mind.
So the chat was just joking. Is like, was InSaNiTy wearing a bunny suit? Like, what's going on? I'm so confused.
The thing morphing scene from Conan was pretty good.
Oh, the thing where where I died. And of course, because I'm hosting the game, wherever I respawn is where everybody respawns. So I died, and I respawned in the bed in the house, but the house was too close to the wall. So we all ended up stuck inside the wall, and we couldn't move.
And Stoudman gets out, and then accidentally kicks himself back into the thing, and gets stuck back in.
So it was, so you just see us all, like, swimming madly, just this tangle of limbs and flesh, as we're all stuck and merged into one horrific entity buried in the wall. That was pretty amazing. Wow. So yeah.
That is, Carlatin just posted one of the Twitch clips.
Oh, yeah.
That has to be one of the most interesting URLs I've seen it generate yet.
What is
Outstanding, cold-blooded bibimbap resident sleeper?
Yes. I love the random words it puts it in the links.
Wait, motionless shy falcon, you what?
You what?
And this is grotesque average gazelle brain slug.
I just noticed the other one because bibimbap is Korean.
Oh. Okay.
It's for a.
I know that most of the words
are food.
Most of the words are based on like actual codes for
things.
Emotes. So like resident sleeper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's
all right. That's great.
Awkward.
That'll be really.
That'll be really. Is an emote name usually.
That'll be really handy, Carlatin, for all the people watching on YouTube who cannot click on those links. So thank you for sharing those for everyone. And this is why you need to be here live, because then you can actually click on those links when you're here. So
it's a descriptive word.
Now you have to type them out.
So
type them out in full. Yes.
So here's how it works: it's 2 descriptive words, an animal or an object that can be described to those things, and then a random emote name from Twitch's emote archive so that's how they're formatted.
Yeah. You can actually
Walla Panic Viz.
If you are going to type it out, you really just need the first part and then the combination of words. You can cut it off from the question mark on. I don't know why Carlatin is posting all that extra crap at the end of his links.
Intentionally.
Use the one in the address bar and not the one in the share bar. You got to click the share link button.
Yeah. Or actually just take the selection that you need from the address bar and not with all your search criterias in it and shit.
That's true.
Yeah. So, anyway.
So, what happened this week?
Nothing.
Nothing at all?
Nothing of any importance, anyway.
We lost Dick Miller.
Oh, that's something. Yeah, Dick Miller, one of the all-time great that guys. I always loved him. Great character actor.
King of that guys, man. He's like the most legendary one.
He really was. He was in like everything. Like, I mean, I think most of us, like, one of the big things most people remember him from is the gun shop owner in the original Terminator, which he's showing Arnie all the different guns. It's like, hey, just what you see on the rack, pal.
The annoying neighbor in Gremlins.
Yeah.
I love that scene that has been going around of the behind the scenes of the Burbs.
Yeah.
They're getting ready to do a shot, and Corey, what's his name?
Haim?
No, the other one.
Feldman?
The other Corey. Feldman, yeah.
Right.
Corey Feldman just starts strolling up, and he's like singing or something like that, and just, fucking around. And Dick Miller just fucking tells him off, like, we're fucking doing something here, kid. and Corey Feldman just like,
Peter Jackson, of all people, posted something really interesting on Facebook earlier in the week.
Really?
So, if anyone noticed. Apparently, Applecore and Wingnut Films are gathering together to create a new Beatles film.
Oh,
nice.
Interesting.
And this is a pseudo-documentary kind of style movie, because they've just resurfaced never before seen footage. I'm reading it off my phone.
Okay.
And that's why I'm not looking.
Yes.
And it's 55 hours of never before seen footage and 140 hours of audio.
Wow.
Made available from of 18 months from January 31st, 1969 to May of 1970.
Oh, wow.
And that is the time when they created the album Let It Be.
Nice, yeah.
And it's pretty much, it's going to be a fly-on-the-wall kind of film where you can sit in and watch the creation of that album.
I'm not a fan of the Beatles, but I watched that.
That sounds awesome.
All the way up to when they sang on top of Abbey Road Studios.
Nice.
I'm a fan of on the wall documentaries.
Yes, so am I, big time. Love those.
I was reading
metal band, like cool. Like let me watch I want to watch this.
Yeah,
right. So in that process, the original Let It Be movie will be remastered and be remade available when this new one comes out. This one doesn't have a title yet.
Yeah,
it's still being in the process of being restored.
They're probably still sorting through all that footage too.
Oh yeah, and they made a note to say that they were using the same. It says Jackson will be working with this They Shall Not Grow Old partners, producer Claire Olseen and editor Jabez Olseen. The footage will be restored by Park Road Post of Wellington, New Zealand, to its pristine standard using techniques developed from a World War I documentary film, which has been nominated for a BAFTA for Best Documentary.
Nice.
And it's being fully endorsed by Sir Paul McCartney, Sir Ringo Starr, Yoko Ono Lennon, and Olivia Harrison.
Nice.
Pretty awesome.
That's excellent.
So, and the whole thing's being spearheaded by fucking Peter Jackson.
Yeah, no, that sounds awesome. I mean, I've always liked the Beatles. I mean, I pretty much grew up listening to a lot of their music, and
so did I.
Always really liked them. But yeah, as Skinslip said, also, I mean, just generally speaking, I love fly-on-the-wall style documentaries. Like even two that I always cite, like even if you didn't like the films, the documentaries are definitely worth checking out. Is there was one for Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. There's quite a lengthy one that's done in that style for that.
Reason you want to own those movies,
and
really?
Then,
it's the one reason you want to own those movies. That doc is so good.
Well, it's great because you really see the whole process and just how
there's
wrong
two...
it was. But then the other one was for the first X-Men movie. They had like a big fly on the wall documentary about the making of the first X-Men movie. which was great. It was originally included with the X-Men 1.5 DVD set. It's since been included with all the Blu-ray releases.
I've never seen that because I didn't have the 1.5. I had the first double disc DVD, the box one, the digipack.
Yeah.
Really nice set, by the way, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, the 1.5 one had was where that debuted. They also include a lot of deleted scenes that have never been released before, which is interesting. But yeah, as far as I know, it's available on all the subsequent main Blu-ray releases.
Right. So. Yeah. For me, when it comes to documentaries like this, from kind of what I get, the way they're describing it, it's kind of like these. Is my two. I will always watch them if they're on TV. There's just no. I even have the Blu-ray of one of them, and that's Woodstock: 7 Days of Peace and Love, and Endless Summer.
Okay.
If you've never seen either one of those,
that Woodstock, the one that was on Blu-ray that we all bought.
I missed it.
Yeah.
It's that Blu-ray, right?
It's the one that was originally released.
It's over on the watch pile. I just haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
Oh, it's if you have any interest in Woodstock at all, it is fantastic.
I love documentaries. I bought it. I haven't seen it.
Well, that's one to watch, A, for the music, and B, for a snapshot of the era.
Absolutely.
It's a moment in time.
I remember seeing this documentary, maybe even been parts from this documentary, all I know, that aired on Showtime back in the early 90s when I was staying at my grandma's house.
Oh, big news for me, and some of you may be interested in it, is Major Funky just remind me, Quatermass 2 and Quatermass and the Pit, the Hammer versions, are both getting Blu-ray releases from Scream Factory. Which is great. That'll be the first time they've been available on Blu-ray over here, and I think it'll be the first time ever that Quatermass 2 has been released on Blu-ray. Ever.
I think it's the first time on home video legally. I think it...
No, there was some DVD releases before, but...
I thought the DVD was, released and rescinded because it wasn't, licensed properly or something.
I don't know. But there was a UK Blu-ray set of Hammer films that came out a while ago. And Quatermass 2 was included with it, but it was only in standard definition, so it's never actually been available in high definition before. So, so definitely looking forward to that, especially since I just picked up all the other Quatermass stuff last year. So it's perfect. So it'd be nice to sort of fill in the gap. So the only... Huh?
In the past, did you describe it as Lovecraftian?
Yeah, definitely some Lovecraft influence. It's also... very much it has the vibe of 70s era Doctor Who, specifically the John Pertwee Third Doctor type stuff, and you can tell in watching Quatermass that's where a lot of the inspiration for the Third Doctor's run, the early seasons in particular, came from. So it has very much that kind of feel to it, where it's this scientist guy who just kind of gets sucked into dealing with these strange supernatural or otherworldly things going on, and it's pretty good stuff.
Are you sure you don't mean Quatermass?
Oh, and Colton reminded me that Suicide Squad 2 was slated for release.
Mm-hmm.
Batfleck is dead. And Affleck is off Batman.
Yeah, he's done with it apparently.
It wasn't Batman. It's just
fine.
That's the right one.
They announced Suicide Squad 2,
Yeah. And also they announced that Suicide Squad 2 will be directed by James Gunn. They're like, oh, Disney doesn't want him, we'll take him.
So, you know how we did that movie that was basically just a fucking pale ripoff of the Guardians of the Galaxy? Yeah, well, we got the Guardians of the Galaxy director to come do a better version of it, and the sequel is gonna fucking rock, and you know it.
Yeah.
It's literally gonna be the spiritual end cap to that trilogy, I bet.
Thanks, Manic Prime. 2 decades of months.
2 decades.
So you're all forgetting the major big news that happened this week, which is that
the Quatermass is coming to Blu-ray. Yeah, no, that's great news.
Ultraviolet is gone.
Long live
wait, is that major news though? Does anybody care?
I totally forgot I had an account.
No, we've been looking at it all week, so we want to do one last gloat.
So
we are getting a sequel to a 1993 film.
Okay.
We're getting. I mean, we were literally just talking. Me and Brandon.
Why? Hurry up,
this.
so we can talk about Ultraviolet.
Well, fine then.
What was
I'll
it?
just go really slow.
God damn it.
We are getting a sequel to Groundhog's Day.
Oh, that's right.
Cool.
Yeah, it is and it's not a movie.
Okay.
It's a VR game for PlayStation.
Okay, that's odd.
It's called Like Father, Like Son, and it is a direct sequel to the 1993 film.
Oh, that. Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Yes.
I
It says
did not know
drops
that was
players
a
in a reoccurring day in the life of Phil Connors Jr., son of the affable Phil Connors and Rita Hansen, from the 1993 film. As with the movie, the game has the player stuck in a single day, trapped in the Connor home until the son, like the father did before him, learns the value of friends and family.
Okay. So anyway, Ultraviolet is dead.
I just need the clip. Oh my god, who the hell cares?
Yeah. But, and I also, just because today was Groundhog Day, Twitch Sings decided to celebrate on Twitch by offering a special Groundhog Day playlist of I've Got You, Babe. Over and over and over again. So yeah, now I need to address something here, because people are like, no, it's okay, because you can keep your Ultraviolet libraries by moving it to Vudu or Movies Anywhere. It's like, okay, what are you not learning about this situation here? What is not clear? It's like, no, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, so Ultraviolet, you built up your Ultraviolet library. Now your Ultraviolet library is dead. Oh, I can move it over here now. Okay, what happens when that dies? What are you not understanding? It's like, oh, we don't want to offer Movies Anywhere anymore, so fuck you. Oh, we don't want to offer Vudu anymore, so fuck you. Like, how many more times does this need to happen before you realize, oh my god, let me rant. How many more times does this have to happen before you realize that this is not a way to build a collection? Do not rely on these fucking digital copy services. You want to make a digital copy that you will be guaranteed to have forever? Make it yourself. Do not rely on these DRM-loaded, only existing at the whim of the corporation that gave it to you, digital copy bullshit digital copies.
They're inferior to it. Your 1080p copy is inferior to my actual 1080p copy.
Yeah.
It's just not as good.
It's like, don't get me wrong, people are like, why are DVD people so snobby about their DVD collections and physical media? Well, because, I want to watch this movie. It's not on digital, and my digital copy I'll watch this movie. Well, it's the TV series, but I'll watch it because I have it. No problem. Your entire digital library went away because Ultraviolet went tits up, and you didn't realize you could save your collection if you transferred it over to some other service by a certain date. And now, holy fucking shit! And now you've lost everything. Oh well, sucks to be you. Now, people are defending it. You can just move it over to these other services. It's like, great, but there's nothing stopping those other services from going tits up tomorrow as well. Everybody thought Ultraviolet was going to be around forever because Ultraviolet was in fucking everything. It was everywhere. Now it's gone.
There was no indication that Ultraviolet was going anywhere.
Yeah.
So was Divx.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Divx.
That was the first sign. That should have been your first sign that kind of business model does not fucking work.
Yeah.
Right?
It'll get stupidly popular for a very short period of time and then die off like everything else.
Here's the thing: they actually won in the long run, because here's what happened: they're letting all these digital services die because Netflix allowed them to make it so that you can pay monthly for their movies.
Yeah.
So now that that's a thing, everyone's going to do that instead. So you want to watch a Warner Brothers movie, you got to sign up for their fucking digital service for a month.
Yeah.
That's how it's going to be from now on. Thanks, Netflix. I love you guys, but thanks.
Yeah.
You made the market.
The monthly subscription streaming service model is the one the corporations prefer. They don't want you to own a copy of their movies that they don't control. That's the thing. People say, oh, I hate DRM. Of course you do, because it takes control away from the user. The corporations love it, because it gives them total control over the content that you have paid for. So it's like you never really own what you've paid for. Like, for example, Steam. Okay, games on Steam. If Steam went tits up tomorrow, how many of us would lose our game library that we paid a lot of money for? But here's the thing. Does anyone on Steam have any illusions about actually owning any of those games?
Well, I'd like to point out that a good chunk of them are bought from Humble Bundle and have actual DRM-free downloads. So
okay, anyway...
That's part... No, I'm saying, so it's even better. It's like better than Voodoo to actually get DRM-free copies.
That's not what I'm talking about. I mean, obviously there's sites like GOG and whatnot where you can get actual digital copies that are DRM-free that you do own. I'm just talking about people who... There's a lot of people who don't do that, though. They only have their games on Steam. Now, services like Steam, it's the same thing with digital copies. It's loaded with DRM, and basically you're buying a license to play the game. You are not buying the game to own. Okay? You do not own any of those games that are in your Steam library.
And the only difference between stuff like Ultraviolet and comparing it to Steam is Steam came around. I mean, it probably helped with the idea of moving PC games out of boxes and stores and into a digital download. You know, if it was not for Steam or Uplay or Origins or GOG or whatever you want to call it, we would not have PC games.
Yeah.
Because God forbid that they would actually print one on a disc.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So well, it's just that whole thing with the advancement of PCs and that kind of thing. It just made digital copy protection so difficult on PCs that they just went like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Well, they're between Steam and Voodoo.
The ultimate way to get rid of piracy on PC is to just not give them a medium to pirate.
Yeah.
So the difference between Steam and Voodoo or any of these other digital services is that Steam isn't subscription based and it's just a marketplace. So if your EA and your company your thing goes tits up, you can go to Steam and put your games on Steam. Yeah. Steam doesn't give a fuck. If they're going to take their cut and move on.
Well, that's the game company. If the game company goes tits up, then yeah. But I'm talking about the actual service that provides access to those.
So Origin goes tits up.
Yeah.
The people who have their games on Origin can just move their games to Steam.
It's the fact that you gave Valve and Steam money to download the game.
That's
have it on your service.
Okay, but that's the point though. Is like a service can go tits up. You move your stuff over. What if that service goes tits up? Move your stuff over. That service goes tits up. How long? No. But how long is that sustainable? Like, at what point do you hit the wall where it's like, no, you cannot move your shit from those 6 services ago over to this one now. We're done. You have to buy everything all over again.
And what I'm saying is Steam is not that, because Steam is a marketplace that as long as people have games that they want to sell, Steam will exist and people can buy them through Steam. That's why. It's not the same thing. You can't. It's like apples and oranges. It's fruit, but they're not the same fruits.
Okay, yeah, but it still gives you access to those games through their servers. That's the point. It's the same fucking thing. So
not really.
Anyway, you're missing the point. And the point is, I see people defending the whole thing with Ultraviolet, saying, well, I can just move my shit over here. It's like, that's not a solution. You still don't
my shit anywhere, by the way.
You still don't own that content. And as I said, like, what's to stop them from putting up a wall and saying, no, you can't move your content over anymore. Sorry, that is from a service that is long outdated, and we no longer support that service. That is going to happen. 110% guaranteed that will happen. You will have that content for as long as the corporations decide you will have that content. You do not own those digital copies. Period. You never did. You never will. It is 100% owned by the corporations, and you're just buying into their fucking bullshit by saying, oh, I can just move it to movies anywhere. Oh, I can just move it to Voodoo. Because they can do the same fucking thing. And as far as I'm concerned, Ultraviolet going tits up, Ultraviolet that was the fucking king of digital copies, them going tits up, that means the writing's on the wall, people. The writing is on the wall. This business model is dead. You are beating a dead horse by continuing to cling to these fucking digital copies. Just make your own and own it forever.
Now tell us how you really feel.
Well, the thing that pisses me off, the reason I get so angry about this is people get all high and mighty about, oh, physical media is dead, and it's all about ultraviolet, or it's all about voodoo, or it's all about movies anywhere. I have digital copies that I can access anywhere. Shut up! I have this that I can access anytime, anywhere. If I want a digital copy, I can make it myself. It's like, oh, I'd like to take this show on the road for me. I'll just throw it in the Ripper and then put it on a flash drive. Done.
You know what else is nice about physical media?
Oh my God, Waldo, we're getting bombarded by sounds here. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Like, what's really nice about physical media is unlike the, 1,000 or 10,000 titles you have through digital copies and stuff like that you're currently in the process of moving over to another service, which I don't have to do, by the way.
Yeah.
One of the really nice things about it is that while your collection cannot be sold to anybody else for any value whatsoever, mine can. My physical product has value, and I can sell it.
Let me remake that meme. Never had that problem.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, it has a value. I mean, granted, most of it's like Hollywood titles and they're like worth $1, but they're actually, that's still $1 that you could get, you know, like unlike the non-existent vaporware that is digital copies.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that's what pisses me off. Is this, oh my God.
Oh, that's a good one.
As soon as I open my mouth. No, we got can't. No point in talking. No point in talking. It's bagpipes. You can talk and talk and talk. They won't hear you.
Stream muted.
Thank you, JL. Anyway, what were you saying? Wait, what was I saying? I started saying something. I don't even remember what it was now.
And that's the point of bagpipes.
Apparently. It goes on so long that my old man brain forgets what I was saying.
You're so happily mad that someone played bagpipes, you completely forget what the fuck you were talking about.
Yeah.
About Steam, there's one nice thing about Steam.
Yeah.
I know that with a lot of like digital movie services, there have been times when they literally take they don't have the rights to it anymore, so they take the movie off the service. And then people who paid for it can't use it or watch it anymore. Not necessarily the case with Steam. I just literally went back and downloaded a bunch of games that have been taken off of Steam.
Yeah. Some
that were taken off like 4 or 5 years ago. And I was still able to, because I owned it and it's in my library, I was still able to download it.
Owned it.
So, yes.
Yes, you owned the license to play that game for as long as they decided to keep it available. Correct.
Yes. Well, why do you think I downloaded it though? Because I'm like, how much longer is this going to be on here? You know.
Yeah. Well, you can download your physical. Here's the thing: you can download your Steam copy. You can put it on an external drive, and whenever you want to play it, you just move it back onto your thing or off of cloud storage or whatever your own. So you can actually back up and keep copies of your own games from Steam if you want. And as long as you have the Steam application, you can play it.
If you got a big enough hard drive and you want to download like the 400 games you have on your Steam account, you can get a big, massive fucking hard drive and then just always run Steam in offline mode.
Yeah.
So you don't need the servers anymore. Like the Steam could go completely tits up.
There you go.
And not exist anymore. And then you have a big, giant ass hard drive with all of your games that you own. Technically, and they will run in offline mode because the service doesn't exist anymore, and they're all coded to run in offline mode.
All right, well, there you go then.
There is your solution.
Cool. Well, Steam is the exception then, not the rule. But I still, I would
Steam is
not.
a very rare exception.
I wouldn't even count on that. Like, I don't count on any of those client-based services that, tell me when I can play my game.
No. GOG is the best we're gonna get probably out of
GOG is absolutely the best because with GOG you download it and you have the digital copy forever and it's DRM free. I mean, there's no
when you can buy it from Humble Bundle a lot of times,
or Humble Bundle. Sometimes you can get the
or Humble
downloadable
Bundle
version too.
That's why if you look at my Steam library, I rarely own any game that's actually worth anything.
Yeah,
that they're not like big AAA titles. They're games from like 10 years ago. Or something like that. They're old titles that I'm just reliving. I don't ever plan on having these for long periods.
I've got a mix, but I mean, I get gifted a lot of games there just because it's convenient.
That too.
For people who want to play something, but
so if I lose them, whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, I mean, if it's one you really want again, you can track down the physical copy most of the time.
Exactly.
Unless it's some little indie game that was only ever available there. But But yeah, so people ask me why DVD owners and Blu-ray collectors are so hoity-toity about it. It's like, well, because digital copy people are too. We are simply countering that with actual facts and logic instead of this fanciful notion that digital copies are eternal. No,
but they're the future. This is the future.
They're not the future.
On arrival.
Yeah,
are you kidding?
That future, if it is anything, it is a transition. It is not the future. It is not something that's going to be around forever. It was an idea that they did to combat piracy, essentially, so that because people would be downloading the movie off of torrent sites or what have you. But the thing is, you are legally allowed to have one backup copy of your media for personal use. That is part of the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. You are allowed legally to have one copy as for backup purposes for personal use. So how you obtain that copy, I mean, that's entirely up to you. But so they were basically wanting to control the backup copy thing by providing it for you. Whereas you can make your own or, download it from somewhere and have it in better quality without all the DRM, and you're still legally allowed to have that because you own the movie on disc. You bought the movie. You're allowed to have a backup. So, in my case, if it's something I want, I just make my own copy. Like, if I want to have a digital copy, I will make my own. Because then I know there's no question that that copy will remain in existence for as long as I decide. I have total control over it. And I'm not relinquishing my control over my collection in any way, shape, or form to the whims of some corporation that might decide tomorrow that they don't want to offer that service anymore. Because it's not making them enough money. That's what you have to realize. It's all about money with these corporations. If they're not making enough money from a particular service, it's not about convenience. It's not about making things easier for you, the consumer. It's about them making money. If they're not making any money off that service, they will stop that service. That is what happened with Ultraviolet. Ultraviolet was not competitive enough, I guess, with their competition. And
they were fucking ubiquitous, and they still died. They were on nearly every fucking release, and they still died.
That's the thing, and that's what I don't understand. People are not getting is the fact that Ultraviolet was the king of digital copies. They were everywhere. Every single fucking major release had Ultraviolet. It was like the gold standard for digital copies for the longest time.
Or iTunes. That was it. That was the only thing you got.
It was them or iTunes, and now they've been replaced by another service, and then a few years down the road, there'll probably be another service. Then there'll be another service. Or that whole type of product, that digital delivery medium, will cease to be. And it'll be just streaming. So. Oh, hey, thanks, Strongstad. Strongstad just gifted me Celeste.
Oh my god, yes!
Yeah.
Thank you.
I really want that game.
He says, this is my pick for 2018 Game of the Year. The story is incredibly heartfelt, and the gameplay is difficult yet accessible. Excellent. Thank you so much, Strongstad. Appreciate that. I don't know when I'll get to it. I've got a big backlog of games, but I've heard good things about that one. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I was just talking about earlier with the guys here that I would love to see you play Subnautica.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Basically Conan underwater.
Yeah, pretty much. Mostly because
screaming
they
in the
just
dark.
got a big, massive DLC update free. I guess almost like a separate
Frozen
game.
one?
Yeah, Below Zero.
Below Zero,
Like,
that's what it is, yeah.
It's Conan underwater, but like in the deep dark with Cthulhu beasts.
Yes. Terrifying.
And it's terrifying.
Yes.
And in multiplayer mod, and if we played it, I would be the sub driver. I'm never leaving the sub. Guys, good.
Okay, well, see you when you get back, guys. Bye.
I'm not opening the hatch. Nope. Sorry,
I'm
you're
just
just gonna
gonna
die in the dark.
I'm just gonna
I'd be the
cower
guy
in the
swimming down,
cockpit here.
poking the ghost Leviathan.
Yeah. Well, good night, everybody.
But, let's see.
I'm all ranted out. Well, after doing a 20-hour game session and then going straight into a rant about Ultraviolet and SNI, I'm spent.
Oh, there's
Yeah, I actually don't have any pickups this week. 'Cause I fixed my car. That was
Oh, God, yeah. Stone Sour says, earlier I watched the video where Z got a new GPU and didn't have a power cable for it. Good times. Yeah.
So I got the
I
pickups.
remember that.
Yep.
Stoudman sent me a box of pickups. So
Holy shit. All right.
I actually paid for these back in November. So.
I have one single solitary item. But first I need to go smoke because I woke up and came straight on here and did not have my morning smoke and I'm
on
nicking
here.
out.
Sean
So I
needs
just
to suck
came
ash.
all over.
Yes, I am 12. No, I
That's what she said.
12.
Actually,
My
no,
girlfriend's dirtier than I am.
didn't say that. Yes, I am
I will-
12. No, wait a minute.
I'll say some shit, and my girlfriend's ridiculous. I'll be like, "Wait, what? Oh God, really?" Like, I mean, like it's adorable. I love it. I love her. But no, yeah, you know, I'm being juvenile. My girlfriend's even more juvenile or juvenile. She's the juvenilist. Wait, that's not a word.
Juvenilist.
Which one?
No,
would
yeah,
be
that is not
below?
one.
It's
I have
not
this picture on my phone,
12-year-old that's wrong in this case.
and it's this girl with glasses on. She's going like this, and it says, "This is why I hate video games. It appeals to the male fantasy." And it's literally just a picture of Leon from Resident Evil 2 staring at low gas prices.
All right, all that.
I was just remarking how in the game Sean played last night, Life is Strange,
Jesus.
they showed that they passed by a gas station and the gas prices were like $4 a gallon. I'm like, holy crap! That kind of dates it because it was like made during that time period where
Oh, we had like
wow, in the U.S. Yeah, it was just freaking crazy ridiculous.
That's before we opened up fracking and further drilling on our own land, because there was a lot of like area that was banned drilling. That's why gas prices went up because we're relying on foreign oil.
Yep.
I mean, part of the problem we have with Saudi Arabia is we don't buy as much of their oil as we do, like by a vast margin, almost none now, and they're pissed about that because that we were like one of their biggest purchasers. Since like World War II, mind you, we had like before they were who they are now. We made
Like, hey, well, you know, I'll make you a deal. We'll start buying more of your oil when you stop killing our journalists.
These deals existed like decades before we had tension between them. We were helping stabilize the Middle East at the time, which was very unstable, by making deals with them to try to like quell animosity. Right now, it's coming. This is 45, 55 years later. Now here we are. You know, like this craziness. It's been a slow slide, man. The world's weird like that, man.
Yes, it is.
I mean, back in the 80s, we were helping the Taliban fight the Russians before they were, you know, our enemy.
That's kind of sort of the point of Charlie Wilson's war.
We fucked them over. That's why they don't like us. Also,
I've seen that movie.
yeah, we fucked them over real bad when we left the region. And yeah,
This meme picture has held true many times for me over the last year or so.
but they
What?
And it says, when things have been going well for a few days, and it's a picture of Bubbles going, something's fucky.
Oh.
So-
Too true.
So we're getting pickups now.
Pickups?
I guess.
Pickups? Well, he's going to get his, I think. But yes. Pickups? 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 The only one saying pickups. I try.
Make it a mess.
Mostly, I'm not saying it because I ain't got none. I ain't got none. I am good English.
No pickups?
No.
Okay, then.
Like I said, I had to fix my car, so.
Oh, so your
15
pickup
and pay
is
bill.
car works now.
My pickup is a new section of my exhaust system just past my catalytic converter.
Yay!
Excellent.
Annoying, but hey.
I don't know what any of that means.
and my
Annoyance.
my 2 lines of credit bills, my cell phone bill, my car insurance.
He adult this week.
I get
I
get in a car and it goes. that's the extent of my car knowledge.
This is why he fucking smashes into everything while you're driving in video games.
That's right. I can driving.
No, you
You can barely horse.
Damn it, horse!
Just
Even like
that
doesn't-
video of you running and just barreling into the side of a horse.
Oh, the
was
one that was coming the other way. Yeah, where I was just.
You're
And the funny
you're trying to do this epic like jump to get on the horse, and you're just like.
Well, what it was I had just been taught. This was in Red Dead Redemption 2, which I need to get back to one of these days. Where I was just talking about how it seems like a lot of the conflicts I get into are just like, you know, for no reason whatsoever, or that I inadvertently cause in some way. And then no sooner do I say that, then there's this guy barreling down the road in the opposite direction to me, and I guess I was distracted by what I was saying and wasn't paying attention or something. And then, so I'm barreling down the opposite direction, and then, boom! Just head-on collision of, like, horse and rider just tumbling ass over tea kettle. My horse survived, because my horse is a badass. I survived, but both the driver and his horse were dead instantly.
of course.
Yeah, so it was pretty crazy.
You didn't beat you weren't beating a dead horse, but you were using a dead horse to beat somebody.
Yes. Strong's Head says another part about digital copies that pisses me off is retailer exclusivity. My mom wants to see A Star Is Born, but Amazon Instant Video doesn't have access to it until the Blu-ray comes out. So there you go. So yeah, that's I just generally dislike retailer exclusivity. It's like, I like the good old days, back in the days of VHS, where you had one release of a movie. It's like, oh, that movie is on video now. I will get that movie on video, and I will have that movie on video.
I don't, because I like the new special collectors and mega editions we get instead.
Well, it's again, missing the point. You're just a
Selective
fucky today.
The point on purpose.
You're just tired and easily annoyed, my
I
friend.
like that too. My point is, whatever content was available in one edition, and that was it. You only had to get that one edition. Even when DVD first came out, it's like you would get one release with all the special features, and you're done.
I have no problem like retail exclusive packaging. Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because I can still get the same disc content somewhere else. That's fine.
Oh, yeah. When it's the content that's exclusive, that pisses me off. Like,
exactly.
Paramount was particularly fucky. I think that's the word of the week.
Star Trek.
With Star Trek, yeah. They did it with Star Trek. The 2009 one came out. Everything had the same content. And then Into Darkness came out, and they're like, hey, we could piecemeal out all the extras to like 6 different retailers, so people have to buy the movie 6 times over. Digital Bits called them out and said, yeah, this is bullshit. People are not going to want to do that.
The part I hated was the fucking digital copy was the only way to get the goddamn commentary. Are you like, you fucking shitty?
No, it was iTunes. You had to download the commentary from iTunes.
Yeah.
It's like, who the fuck does that? That has been like a standard feature on disc for everything under the sun since the dawn of DVD, since the days of Laserdisc, for fuck's sake. So, yeah, so that was a big hit. So finally they released the Compendium, which had all of the extras for both of the first movies. So you thought, okay, good, they learned. Good for Paramount. They learned something, and they made amends. Good job, Paramount. And then the third Star Trek movie came out. It's like, oh, let's piecemeal all the extras out across retailer exclusive. Like, what the fucking fuck, Paramount? Seriously, like.
I think the commentary's on disc this time, at least. At least there's that. But fuck's sakes.
You know that you realize they did that so they could release another compendium fixing it.
Yeah, but they haven't. That's the thing. They just gave up. So they've never released another.
It's not coming.
Part of that problem is because Paramount put a fucking kibosh on releasing catalog titles for a while there.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we're in that phase of they're still firing back up and starting to do that.
Paramount, Paramount is like the
death.
The what? Sorry.
Paramount is close to death. I mean,
they really are.
They have been skirting that line for a while.
They are so far behind the times. Like, look how many catalog titles they have in their library that are not on Blu-ray. There's so many that. Actually. Yeah, I know. It's terrible. Like, I remember Paramount used to be like the king of home video. I used to get so many things on VHS that were Paramount because they just cranked them out. There was like everything, old and new, was on VHS. And then, and then DVD came along. They were right on top of that. Lots of the Paramount releases on DVD. And now Blu-ray, it's like they just don't. And then when they do, it's like some fucking ancient transfer DNR'd into oblivion.
Or it's a DVD master just slapped on a Blu-ray, which is...
It's like a 1080p DNR'd to hell HD master that was made for DVD. And then they just slap it on a Blu-ray. And it's like, what the fuck? Hold on a second, I got something else here. Oh, sweet! Thanks, Major Motoko. Major Motoko just sent me the second Batman Telltale game, The Enemy Within. So now I have both of the Telltale Batman games, which is great. Those are ones I really want to play this year because, of course, this is the 80th anniversary year of Batman. So I want to play a bunch of Batman stuff at some point this year.
Started Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, I want to play the Arkham games. I definitely want to play the Telltale games. Thank you.
Arkham Asylum.
Thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Yeah, because I got the first one a while ago. I forget if it was gifted to me or if I got it in like a bundle or something. I can't remember. But
Iceman, some titles are being licensed out to all of films by Paramount, and it's usually the titles no one gives a flying fuck about.
Yeah.
It's like, where's fucking Orca? Where's Razorback? Where's fucking... Oh, God. Where's Prophecy, the Killer Bear film?
Can I please get Joe Carnahan's Narc on Blu-ray?
Finally, please.
That movie really needs a Blu-ray release. The cinematography in that is beautiful. Heavily inspired by The French Connection. It's like this gritty cop movie. Ray Liotta and Jason Patrick. It's so damn good, and nobody's ever heard of it.
How about The Golden Child, man? God.
The Golden Child.
I swear I read somewhere that Paramount's home video department right now is literally like a few people. There are only a few people actually working on the home video stuff
for everything. So all the movies they release every year, all the TV they do, they're working on all that. And they don't have the budget to even work on catalog titles.
Yeah, they are not putting any money into any kind of thing.
How do you make money if you're not going to make things for people to buy?
Yeah.
How do you make money? How do you know how popular movies are going to be if you don't release them? People are forgetting about your fucking movies because no one can fucking see them.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. Paramount's been around for close to over 100 years, I think. And it's like they've got a massive back catalog of titles that they could just be. It's money on the floor. It's like just put up the money to do a new transfer, do a nice edition. The money you would make back. You're a movie studio. Your product is movies.
Yeah.
Make them available. I just don't understand. Like Paramount. I think it's going to be a matter of Paramount's going to have to be bought by one of the other studios before we're going to see any of their shit get any kind of.
The problem is. Yeah. The problem is, even if they did get bought up, they do stuck it for years in limbo of figuring out rights and shit.
Yeah.
A lot of grindhouse films, a lot of low budget films, even at the studios. The provenance is not exactly clear. So a lot of times they're like, we can't release this because we don't know who the fuck we have to pay.
Yeah.
We don't know where the money came from.
Oh,
we don't know if this is an okay product. Do we need to bury this into oblivion because it was mob funded back in the fucking 70s?
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's a lot of issues with this shit, you know.
But
a lot of weird shit that.
oh, I know, and some of those things can be nightmares to unentangle. Like I remember Heavy Metal, the animated movie, was in limbo for a very, very long time. It was only available for a bootleg for decades because of the music rights. They finally sorted it out, obviously, because it's been on home video for like 30 years now. But it took a long time for them to sort that out. That was like one of the big examples at the time, I remember. And then in I think it was the mid '90s, they finally put it out on VHS and Laserdisc, and everybody was overjoyed. And then Batman, the '60s series of Batman, took forever and a day. Like,
some of those were for like a single episode too. Like,
yeah, it was like some stupid thing about how they didn't get a proper release from the guest actor who came through the window when they're climbing up the side of the building and stuff like that. They just did all these sort of spontaneous, spur of the moment cameos with whoever happened to be on the lot at the time. And it's like, well, here it is 50, 60 years later. We'd like to put this on home video now, this thing that didn't exist back then, and we have to figure out, you know, who we got to pay royalties to for that appearance. And
there's no information, and nobody fucking knows.
But it wasn't even that. Also, it was even more complicated than that. There was like certain pieces of it were owned by different studios and different individuals, some of whom were dead, and these things had been passed on to their estates or their children. So they had to negotiate not just with studios and you know, corporations, but with individuals. Just say like, come on, you know. I mean, it was basically like just literally taking them out to lunch and just kind of buttering them up to get them to say yes. You know, like there was so many things. It's a miracle we got that on home video.
The Green Hornet cameo I hear was like a pain in the dick too. Apparently.
Probably, yeah. And well, Green Hornet was the same producers and suffers from the same issues. It has the same rights entanglements, and I think
it's a more budget show, so I think it actually suffered from more issues.
Yeah, and I think the only reason we haven't seen Green Hornet as well is because it's not as high profile as the Batman one. So the Batman one, there was more incentive to get it done because it's more well known, and it's more generally beloved, and has a bigger fan base. So they knew they'd get their money. Green Hornet would take about the same amount of effort to untangle the rights, but the potential profit isn't as high as Batman. Like,
I bet you
pretty wide margin.
I bet you the prospect was on the table when the movie came out, but the movie didn't do so hot, and then they're like, well, put that back on the shelf.
Pretty much, yeah.
Make another one, and then maybe that one will do well.
I'm sure that was a contributing factor to.
Eventually, they'll do another Green Hornet, and it'll be better than this last one probably. And then
I got another game from Garbage Gamer. Super Hot. I actually have Super Hot.
Somebody gift Sean Gang Beasts.
I have it through through Twitch. But
Gang Beasts. Now you're out on Steam.
Because I will accept your gift to have the convenience of having it on Steam as well.
There you go.
Thank you.
As the description says, man, it was on sale.
Someone get him Gang Beasts. So I want to fight Sean in Gang Beasts. Someone has to buy it for him.
Gang Beasts. All right.
Yeah, it's a controller-based brawler, but like it's like super gummy physics and shit.
Oh yeah, Stone Sour really wants to see me play Resident Evil 2, which I'm sure a lot of people do.
Yes.
I had a blast with Resident Evil 7. That was such a good game. I really enjoyed that a lot.
I'm gonna ask the chat to, and it's gonna sound horrible. Don't buy him Resident Evil 2 on Steam.
Oh, why?
He doesn't remotely have anywhere near a good enough computer to run that, even remotely well.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I don't have a good enough.
What are you talking about?
That game is stupidly hard to run.
Really? Why?
Yes. It's the new Crisis.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can bump the settings down a bit if I have to. And remember, I've got 2 computers now, so I mean, I can have.
No, I'm not talking about the number of like easy it is to stream and play at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm talking the specs of the PC you just bought.
Yeah.
Is not good enough to run that at any even remotely good detail.
Well, then that's just ridiculous. Why would they do that? But
Because it's a brand new release title.
yeah, I know. Well, so what? I've got a lot of brand new release titles that ran perfectly fine. They say that I can't run Conan on my specs at Ultra. I run it at Ultra all the fucking time.
And he was streaming on
the same machine.
Yeah, so I don't know.
For a whole 5 minutes. No,
yeah, that's right. And then it just burst into flames. No.
It's designed for the new RTX 2080 Ti to run at high detail in 1080p.
He probably won't have it high, but I bet he can be able to play it in medium just fine.
I'm sure I could play it at some decent level.
It's for that reason why I even bought it on the PS4.
Hold on, Stone Sour says my PC is way less powerful than Z's and it runs perfect. So, I don't know.
I think it'll be fine.
Don't worry, he'll be able to play
I'll be fine.
480p. It'll look great.
I mean, you saw how well I could play I'm Scared. And, I mean, that was a really graphically intense game. I mean, it ran at a whole 320 by 240 in, like, 8-color graphics. I mean, that was intense, man. And it ran smooth as silk.
That was too spooky for me.
I'm Scared? All the meta-ness of it?
So I was too scared. It's fine. It's just my favorite part about the game is there'll be like a scary, twisted, disgusting thing. You're like, oh, that's scary, and then a fucking cute thing pops up, and you're like, ah!
I know.
You're scared about like cutesy shit.
Oh, you know about Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting those two mixed up. My bad.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I hate they changed the name of that game.
I know. The original title was so much better. Spooky's House of Jump Scares.
Yeah, Spooky House of Jump Scares.
Yeah.
It was just like, yes.
But, no, it was some legal reasons. There was some other game that came out there. No, you can't use that. It's too close to our title. And they're like, really?
Fine.
Whatever.
So they made a joke out of it so that it looks, the sign is like all crossed out.
It's crossed out, yeah. I know, it's great. Now, here's the funny thing. Does anybody even have an inkling what that other game was? Does anyone even care?
No.
No.
I could never find
I bet it was some stupid
what
kid's
they were
game.
referencing.
No, because Spooky is the good one. It's the only one anybody cares about because it's actually good. But, yeah. So, bullshit.
I'm sure someone in the chat will tell us what that game was called.
It's a bunch of fucking crap.
So pickups?
Pickups?
I was going to say, we want to do pickups? Let's do pickups.
We got a lot of pickups to just get through.
Okay, pickups. Just Stoudman in.
So, after finding out that, like...
What'd you get?
After finding out that the U.S. is getting out of the peace treaty with Russia, and Russia's also getting out of it, and, each country appears to now be working on new nuclear weapons, I thought...
this is pickups, right? It's not Stoud's political soapbox?
It's the right time to pick this
up.
Oh,
yes.
The new Severin Blu-ray.
Yes.
One of the few Blu-rays that I don't need to own.
Ever. $15.99, and I'm like, yeah, that's probably the lowest.
That's a good price. That's a good price.
And you'll see it for cheaper than that in about 3 years. It'd be about $12, $13 top, but who cares? You own it now.
I got that. I still need to watch The Day After, but I should do a double bill of that and just destroy myself one day.
Oh, God. You do lies so I can watch you cry?
Just cry and cry and cry.
Gentleman's agreement for $5.99.
Dear Lord. Why won't Threads leave me alone?
Just keeps coming back.
I didn't really know anything about it, but it's like Gregory Peck, and the story behind it sounds interesting. So I was like, okay, cool, $5.99. All right.
Never heard of it, honestly.
I got Blue Velvet because David Lynch, Blue Velvet.
And now that Criterion will announce
That's beautiful. Yeah, I need to get that back in my collection. That's such a good movie.
Thanks for jumping on the Criterion grenade for us, Stoudman.
Yeah.
American Graffiti.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's based on my hometown.
Great movie.
That has an even younger Harrison Ford in it.
Yes, it does.
Dropped to like $6. So.
Oh wow, nice price. I've never actually seen it.
Today I went to the thrift store and I found a movie that's been on my wish list for like 5 years. Just would not drop in price, and it's something I never expect to see in a thrift store. But there it was. I found Laura.
Okay.
One of the best film noir.
I think I
all.
Nice.
and it's on Blu-ray.
I see the
I'm happy
same
about that.
20 logo on a lot of these cars. What is that? Is that
Century Fox. It's their logo for these older movies on Blu-ray.
I see.
They're
Okay.
over this logo. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then I found Schoolhouse Rock 30th anniversary edition.
Nice.
All the songs on them.
Conjunction, junction, what's your function?
I found the Hitcher.
Oh, and a snapper
I
case.
called
Sweet.
on that, by the way.
Snapper case.
That what?
That so fucking fast.
What was that? Sorry?
The Hitcher.
He's calling dibs
No, I
on
didn't
the
hear
Hitcher.
what you said. What?
Oh, I called dibs on that so fucking fast.
Oh,
like,
okay.
He was like, has anyone heard of the Hitcher? I'm like, yes, I'm calling dibs on that right now. I need that. Hey, I'm glad I'm getting it. Like, yes, if you don't get that, I'll stab you in the face.
I've never seen this, and I really wanted to. So
It's
I was
Rutger
like,
Hauer, isn't it?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I get.
he's a crazy guy that people pick up and he torments them. It's
Nice.
one of those it's like one of the most requested titles for Blu-ray release. And HBO films, like, I guess there's a problem with the rights holder. That's why we
Wow.
haven't gotten a release.
That's too bad.
That's all I got.
Excellent. Good stuff. And let's see here. And Garbage Gamer fixed his car. Good job. Skinslip, what'd you get?
I bought one thing for myself
Ah.
this month, and that was this. Well, actually, I get it back. I bought two more things, but they're not here yet.
Oh, okay.
They'll be here next week.
Uh-huh.
I bought this Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Hydra Reborn.
I see.
And
Interesting.
what this is the last volume of the Nick Fury Classics. This is volume 4 of Nick
Uh-huh.
Fury Classics. It completes the series.
Okay.
And contains a collected issue with Wood God in it, guys!
Oh, of course. You and Wood God.
Everything Wood God.
I have everything Wood God, my friend. I have
That's
everything Wood God.
amazing.
Only
Good
like
old
10
Wood God.
Half of them are cameos that don't even count because he's been dead before those cameos happened.
Oh, this is like a flashback or something.
Yeah,
Remember
one of them-
Wood God?
Just gotta think
Or
of
the Fantasy Tale, and there's a few that are like someone's mimicking Wood God.
Uh-huh.
you just gotta think. You know, what the hell was Stanley smoking? Come up with
Next, at the end of last year, I partook in a bunch of sales through Stoud because Stoud helped me out. And so these got paid for, last year at some point. He finally sent them to me. I totally didn't know he was sending them to me. And the box came on a day I was feeling like dog shit. So
Oh,
like, it
perfect.
was well wanted.
Surprise! Yeah.
Yeah, so I got The Greatest Showman, which I think is the only one of his movies that I wanted to get from Black Friday that was in the package.
Nice.
And then he just gave me an extra copy of Murder. on the
Oh,
Orient
nice. Yeah, I really want to get that.
And then
Yeah.
there's the MVD sale.
Oh, good old MVD.
I got some dumb fucking movie called Garlic and Gunpowder that was $2 and it looked dumb. I was like, okay, it's a Psychotron Coast.
Oh, okay.
So it's already in that pile. I don't have to dig it out. But I also got Yoga Hosers with the slipcover,
Nice.
which I really like this movie, guys. This is a really great tribute to 90s full moon classics.
Oh, okay.
Next, we got Angel Town. Never seen it. It was on sale,
With Jean-Claude Van Damme.
No, it's not. It's all regular.
Yep.
Not Jean-Claude Van Damme. It's all
Totally
regular.
Jean-Claude on there. It's awesome.
But there is a Jean-Claude Van Damme film.
Oh, hey, there we go.
I've seen this one. I like this one.
Hey, it's with that guy from that other movie you just showed. Cool.
And then a Black Eagle, which says Jean-Claude Van Damme, but actually it's a Sho Kosugi film. I've never seen this one.
Cool.
But that was the MVD order. And then I pitched in to get something from the Vestron order and got Return of the Living Dead.
Oh, 3.
Yeah, 3. Part
Nice.
3. I need number 2 still on Blu-ray.
Yes.
I have 1 on Blu-ray, 3 on Blu-ray, and I have 2 on DVD. So, and then I partook in an Arrow order last month also, or
Nice.
November also. I got Blood and Black Lace finally.
Oh, nice. Classic.
I upgraded my copy of House by the Cemetery.
Oh, I love House by the Cemetery.
I upgraded my copy of Night of the Comet.
Oh.
I picked up... Oh, I'm sorry. Part of the MVD sale was actually this copy of Pray for Death, which was like $4 randomly.
Nice. I have Night of the Comet. I have the Scream Factory edition of that.
Oh, yeah. I would have got that, but this was also like $7 American. I was like,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, why not?
Then I would have also gotten the Kino release of this, but once again, it was like $5 or $6 American. It's Miracle Mile.
Oh, I've got that. I have the Kino release.
Yeah, I wanted to get the Kino release, but this was like half even the sale price of Kino sales. So,
oh wow,
fuck it. People have been telling me to see this for a while, so for like $6, I'll just
same here. I still haven't watched it, but was it This Hidden World sent it to me a while ago?
Well,
sends me a lot of Kino stuff.
You're doing Threads and what's the other one? And Day After, Miracle Mile will fit in there too as a precursor. You watch that one first because that's thematically correct. You'll just And I got Detective Bureau 2-3, Go to Hell Bastards.
Nice.
Who did this one?
It's a great title.
Oh, I don't remember the director. I can't remember the director. I'm sorry, but this is one of those Yakuza films I love.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, we got the dual set of a Pistol for Ringo and the Return of Ringo.
Oh, nice.
Added to that. Can't wait for them to release the Sartana movies so I can finally get them since I didn't get the box set.
I was gonna say the Sartana set's out of print now. Apparently, I noticed because it suddenly skyrocketed in price in my cart. I'm like, oh, fuck.
I missed it too.
Can't buy everything, but all right.
That's one I really wanted.
Yeah, same here. All right. Well, I only got one item this month. It was basically, this past month. It was basically a pre-order I had in. I forgot about it. I probably would have canceled it just for budgetary reasons, but I forgot about it, and they charged me, and I was like, oh, well, guess I'm getting this movie now. I have no complaints. It is the Criterion edition of In the Heat of the Night.
Nice.
There we go. So this is the classic.
Keep that in your collection.
Yeah, it's great. I only ever had it on DVD, and I've been wanting to get it back in my collection in some form for a while.
I really think it's one of their best covers, honestly.
It's really quite nice. And they actually continue that style of artwork in the booklet here. The booklet is actually, it's a fold-out rather than a booklet.
Yeah, they're doing the fold-outs now.
Which is really interesting.
They got rid of the booklets to cut down on the price.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But, I definitely prefer the booklets over the fold-outs, but I mean, it's...
Now, did that fold-out turn into a poster? Because that's what they do a lot of the time. They'll do a poster on the other side.
Well, I mean, I guess you could have the... well, it's not really a poster, though, but it's...
No, some of them are actually posters, so that's why I
look at the other side there.
Yeah.
It's basically, it has all the artwork.
Actually,
but...
I think Eating Right will fold out into a poster.
Then the interior art... I don't know how well you can see it here, but it's...
on the bench,
it's basically, the two main characters on a bench there.
Call me.
But,
Tibbs.
Now, hold on. This is, so this is what I've been wanting to get in the collection again so I can watch it again, just because it's a great movie, but also because a while back, I mentioned This Hidden World sending me Kino Lorber stuff. This Hidden World sent me They Call Me Mr. Tibbs.
Oh, yeah.
And The Organization. So it's the further adventures of Virgil Tibbs, which I've never seen. So I've been wanting to watch In the Heat of the Night again before watching these, just to kind of do a triple bill.
So, is it odd that I called it?
Yeah. You called it Mr. Tibbs. And then,
there you go.
There you go. So there's the whole collection.
It's a whole trilogy. Look at that.
Because it's like, those are my two favorite lines.
Now, can we please get the TV series on DVD? That has been sitting in limbo forever.
I've been watching it on VTV.
Have you? Yeah.
Yeah.
That depends. Is it a Paramount-owned television
show? Oh, God, it might very well be. It might very well be. But,
the answer is fuck you.
Yeah. Because in the TV series, it was Carol O'Connor as the small-town police chief. And he won, like, Emmys for that.
Yeah, he does a damn good job of that.
Fred Silverman Company was a production company.
It was what?
I can and can't.
The Fred Silverman Company?
Oh, Fred Silverman. Okay, yeah, no, he did quite a lot.
But who owns it? What major...
What network? What network is it?
Ow.
If it's CBS, then it's Paramount.
The only thing CBS will release
because honestly,
that's all they'll do.
Yeah, pretty much. Like honestly,
MGM. It's with MGM now.
MGM. Oh. Okay, so it's a possibility we might see it at some point, but I'm guessing it's probably some kind of rights thing. I'm genuinely surprised that it is not out on DVD because it was such a popular show when it was out, and it ran for quite a number of years. But I don't know. Maybe it's the theme song, because I think the theme song is a licensed song, but I could be holding it up. Who knows?
Like, just release it and release the episodes. I know it sucks, but
yeah.
Fuck.
I realized in the mornings before work, I'll watch because they have it obviously early in the morning.
Yeah.
I realized I feel like I'm becoming an old man because I'm watching
all these old cop shows.
Well, no, because before I go to work, if I just have time, I'll sit there and I'll watch In the Heat of the Night.
Yeah.
And then I'll watch fucking Matlock.
Oh.
I like Andy Griffith.
Matlock.
Because I always think the show, I've always thought the music in the show and the content of the show don't mix.
Okay.
At all.
All like, that ripping techno in Matlock.
Well, no, because it was always funny because it would be like they'd cut to, there'd be a cliffhanger before a commercial, and like this person got poisoned, and there's all these different, they're doing all these different things, and everything's all serious. Then it goes.
Oh, okay. Oh, of course, because it's the Matlock theme.
It's
right?
the Matlock
theme.
theme.
This little sting at the end of the theme.
Yeah, they play the little sting before they go to commercial. And it's just like they just got done with like a slow drawl noise from like a piano because everything's all serious. Then it cuts to the fucking Matlock theme.
Yeah. Little kind of throws you off a bit.
Jarring there.
At least it's not Crumhorn.
No. Yeah, you guys are gonna have to have an intervention when I start watching Jag.
Oh God.
Eric, give me the controller right now.
I know. I've got a episode Jag.
For your own good.
Oh, actually, Strongstad says that sting would be hilarious on the soundboard. That's not a bad idea, actually.
That would be.
Might have to look for that one.
It wouldn't be hard to find.
Replace the bagpipes, dude.
It's in every episode. No, the bagpipes, they don't get used very often, but it's...
I was going to say replace it with the entire opening theme to Matlock.
The entire opening theme.
I think that's about a minute of music, or 30.
You want to...
45 seconds theme, because I tried to do the whole Friends Forever song, but it wouldn't let me.
Oh. It's 45 seconds.
The first minute I think I can do.
It's like a minute is the threshold.
Waiting for Mermaid Man yelling evil.
Oh, yeah, I still got to add that on there.
Evil!
Evil! Good stuff. So I've almost finished Volume 3 of the Incredible Hulk Epic Collection.
Nice.
And then the long wait for Volume 4 begins. But I'm at the storyline now, which features the return of the leader. So it's like,
hey, Sean.
I thought he was dead. Well, here's 3 panels explaining how he survived. And now on with the news story.
You should read that tweet storm about comic books from the other day.
Which one? The the Bill Maher one?
The Bill Maher, yeah.
Where was that?
Here, I'll give you a link.
All right.
Because I feel like it's something that should be said.
Okay.
Just on SNI especially.
Right.
I'll put it in the...
Hey, where's Chris when we need more Gilbert Godfrey reading funny things?
Oh, God.
This isn't funny. This is serious, damn it.
Where are you sending it to me?
Oh, I put it in the original Cram.
Okay. Oh, here it is. Okay. Tweet storm. So this was due to some comments that Bill Maher made, where he went on a rant, apparently.
Bill Maher.
Bill Maher. Bill Maher. Anyway, it was reminiscent to me about Roger Ebert's statement a few years back about video games, saying video games aren't art. And I was like, play Bioshock, you old fuck.
Yeah.
And, Bill Maher basically said something similar about comic books. So this is from Catherine Valente. She basically just went on a tweet storm and did this response to Bill Maher about comic books, because, as you know, we're big comic book fans here on SNI. I'm just going to zoom in, because...
Oh, you just showed off one, too, you know?
I don't have to squint. That what? Sorry?
I just showed off a comic, man.
You did, yes. Okay, so it begins. Last night, Bill Maher went on a rant about comic books and those who love them, and the generation, it rhymes with schmillennials, that uses words like hashtag adulting and doesn't want to give up the things they loved as kids or grow up. Well, my name is Miss Valente, and I got something to say. First of all, Mr. Bill Maher, I'm not sure how smugly bloviating, smoking pot, and screwing people way too young for you is any more mature than reading comic books, but okay, buddy. Secondly, I'm not even going to get into the literary merit of comic books. Some are great art. Some are ridiculous trash. Kind of like every other genre and medium out there. It's not worth discussing, as it's obvious on the face of it that adding pictures does not subtract value. I want to say this. Do you know why millennials refuse to grow up? Because we finally figured out that the whole idea is bullshit, designed to suppress human joy, enough to keep them grinding for an uncaring company for 50 years in unhappy marriages until death is a mercy. The reason my generation still plays in ball pits and reads comic books and plays dress-up is that contemporary society has made most of the good parts of adult life financially unreachable. Home, family, travel, even theater is $500 a ticket. Talking about like going to a Broadway show, not a movie, obviously. All that's left is the crushing despair. In the vacuum left by the loss of reachable life goals, we 80s kids kind of figured, fuck it. Why the hell should we give up what's good and joyful and rich of the art and accoutrements of childhood in exchange for a yawning gray void? How was that ever considered a fair deal? What Mara and his peers cannot understand is that even their generation returned to the beautiful well of childhood to share it with their own children. The problem is many in my generation cannot afford to have kids, or must wait until very late. You are not superior because you collect items from the Sharper Image catalog rather than Comic-Con. You have just allowed what others think of you to dictate a narrow range of joy you are allowed to experience.
By the way...
Okay, don't interrupt. Unless you really love $5,000 massage chairs, I guess. Adulthood has always been a trick played on the whole of humanity, convincing us to give up magic and beauty and fun for their own sake in exchange for our labor and loyalty to whatever boss is going around. Only recently has society become decentralized enough to re-examine the terms. When complaining that millennials refuse to grow up, it might behoove the media to stop referring to 35-year-olds as though they're hapless children who don't know what's good for them. Companies will give us nothing but a company store. Governments sell out to each other and burn the planet. Markets offer no safety. There's almost nothing left of our parents' world. So read a fucking comic book if you want to. Life is so heartbreakingly brief. Maybe, just maybe, consider the idea that the millennials got this one right. It was always a bad deal that only benefited the masters. You get one life on this rock. Why in the hell would you give up something you love just because you got old enough to really appreciate it? Give us back the social contract. Make the hallmarks of adulthood remotely reachable for us, and maybe we'll consider putting down the comics. Probably not, but we'll have a house to read them in.
I relate to this so fucking hard because when I was like, I don't know, 10 or 11, I've seen my parents struggle to try to make ends meet and shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is my dad working for a company? Why doesn't he just work for himself? Because I didn't realize that, that takes money and stuff like that. But at the internet age, it doesn't take that much money. It doesn't take any money except for to get a business license.
Yeah.
And then guess what? You're your own boss.
Yeah, pretty much.
I decided then, I was like, I'm going to do everything I can to not work within that system. Do whatever I can to live outside that system. That system, that weird, stupid game of capitalism that
I know.
Play, like, I don't get it. It doesn't work for me.
I
actively work with it.
Well, and that's what prompted me to sort of just stop being a part of that system as well and just kind of do this instead and just be my own boss and do my own thing was for the simple... the simple reason of mental and emotional well-being and a sense of actual satisfaction with what I do, and the feeling that I'm actually contributing to society in some way. I mean, I know a lot of you guys who watch my stuff and Skinslip stuff and everybody, we're an important part of your daily lives, in that, you know, it's somewhere where you can connect with other people that share a lot of your interests, and hosts like us who are kind of authorities on those interests and have a lot of things to say about them and whatnot, and help to introduce you to other things that you might enjoy through our interests and such, just because I don't know if we're more tapped into the whole spectrum of it than the average person. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, there's something about what we do that brings you joy on a daily basis. And that brings us joy in bringing that experience to you on a daily basis. And I feel like, you know, my couple of dozen regular viewers that come to my live streams and who really appreciate when I stream and really enjoy when I stream, and it has meaning and value to them, that makes it all worth it to me. That makes me feel like I'm contributing something worthwhile and something meaningful, instead of just going to a fucking tech support job and listening to angry customers yelling at me because they can't figure out their Wi-Fi.
Because they're stupid. It's not even the fucking Wi-Fi's problem half the time.
It's them not understanding the technology that they use every day. And
yeah, I dropped out of the system because it was like the system wasn't working for me.
So that was it. I mean, I just kind of reached a point for me where I was like, no, this does not work. And I mean, I still get shit from some old friends and even some family sometimes. Like, well, how come you're still living in an apartment? Because I can't fucking afford a house. And to have the kind of job that I would need in this society to be able to afford a house is not the kind of job I want. It's not how I want to spend my life. You know, I don't want to be doing that and being miserable until I die. You know, sorry that I chose to pursue a more meager living and more humble living environment for the sake of happiness and mental well-being. You know,
I have to say right now, it's not an insult to anybody who can do a 9-to-5 job. I envy people who can do it. If you can get up, put fucking shoes on, put your game face on, and keep that on for 8 hours without fucking ripping someone's spine out of their back and beating to death with it, you are my fucking hero. You make the world go round so that people like me can sit on my ass and do this and try to make ends meet. And I firmly believe that when the robot revolution actually happens, and a lot of these basic jobs go away.
When the Roombas revolt.
The way it's going to have to work, I'm going to create content that entertains you. You're going to create content to entertain someone else, and it's going to be a big circle. And it's going to come back around, and I'm going to watch someone that they're entertain me, and I give them money. And that's how the society is going to be.
It's going to be an entertainment-based economy, because that will be the thing of value that remains after.
And we're just ahead of the curve. You think we're losers, but no, we're just fucking prescient. We know what the fuck's happening. We see the horizon better than you.
Yeah.
In this aspect, I should say.
No, it's very true.
You're staring into the bright horizon without sunglasses. We're the smart enough ones to put them on.
Oh, God.
So we can actually see the future and not be blinded by the present.
Bro. There you go.
Brothers.
There you go.
And now you understand why Morpheus wore shades. I was like,
yeah, Killbot says I stopped working 2 years ago and I feel more alive now than I ever did working. Well, there you go. I mean, it's not even so much about stopping working. It's just about, I mean, you got to earn a living, obviously, but it's just about doing something that you love. And if you can make a living doing something you love, why would you not do that? Why would you continue to slay away? Oh, I need the money. I got to. It's like, well, don't get stuck into the well of credit card debt and car payments and loans and shit like that. Just stay away from that to begin with. Then you won't have all this crushing debt that makes you feel trapped and that you have to grind away at these jobs that you hate just to cover the debt and whatnot. That's the trap.
Side thing, there's a correction. Her name is Valentina Valente, apparently. I've been corrected.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that. Oh, sorry.
It's not spelled that way, so I would have assumed.
I know. Yeah, it was one of those things, you know. English is hard, guy, you know.
Her Twitter account literally says Valente, though. So.
Yeah, it ends with an E.
I'm just saying, man.
It ends with an E!
So, but that's
Twitter is Twitter.
Yeah,
so we can
that's fine. Whatever. Anyway. Okay.
English is hard. man. That's how it goes.
I know, especially when it's a Spanish name.
Yeah, or derived from a Spanish word or whatever.
Not, yeah. If it was Smith or something, it's not pronounced Smith. It's Smythe, but there's no E at the end. Well,
no, but feel closer. There's 2 I's. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. That's wrong.
Use your 2 eyes to see these 2 eyes.
Yeah.
Poor bastards with the double I Smythe, right?
Yeah.
And they're like constantly, is that a typo? Like, no, it's Smythe. Fuck. Anyway,
I think this whole episode of SNI has just been the epitome of what my shirt says.
Only responsible for what I say, not what you understand.
I forgot what I was going to say, guys. If you are stuck in a job and you're doing 9 to 5, right, or whatever your hours are, and I know you feel so fucking tired when you're done with your shift, but just turn on the streaming box, play a fucking video game for 2 hours.
Yep.
Every fucking day. Just do it every day. You will build an audience. It's not about how long you stream. It's about being consistent.
Yeah.
It's my problem is I'm not consistent, right?
Yeah,
I'm
same
trying.
here. Same here.
Try.
I got to get into more of a regular routine.
It's got to be a pattern. You can have off days, but you just have to be in a pattern, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to work that up. But so just do it, guys, because I believe you who are watching this right now, you, the person who thinks you're trapped by your circumstances, shut the fuck up, but just do it. I know it's hard.
Yeah.
Really hard.
Do it.
Turn the fucking stream box on and do it.
It doesn't even need to be streaming. I mean, the point is just to spend those 2 hours a day doing something that brings you joy. And if you're wanting to get out of the trap,
just do it. Make your dreams come true.
Do it.
Correct. Thank you. It is, finding something you enjoy that you can potentially make a living at, and just do that for 2 hours a day. I mean, if it's streaming, great. If it's, trying to write that book and self-publish, do that. Do a couple hours of writing a day. If you like to compose music, become an independent musician. Work on your music a couple hours a day. Whatever it happens to be.
Then don't tell me you can't because you're not talented. Guess what? Talent is only a shortcut. All you need is fucking perseverance. Just keep doing it.
You can learn.
You suck at drawing?
Yeah.
Then just get a fucking book about drawing and practice.
Yeah.
You will suck. You will suck a lot. And eventually you will stop sucking. You won't see it. Other people will go, wow, that's really good. You're like, really? Oh, I think I still suck. Because it'll be gradual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And every artist is their own worst critic anyway, so you'll always think you suck. But just keep at it.
There's no such thing as an artist. Everybody can make art. Just find what drives you
the
to make
thing to remember here is, it's not easy, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
Oh,
right?
100%.
So, for instance, I wanted to be a writer, and starting out trying to be a writer in this climate is just you cannot find anybody who's willing to pay you jack or shit.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes a long fucking time. It pretty much took me a fucking decade to find a viable source of income from this job.
I remember.
But I kept plugging away at it. I kept fucking going for whatever I could find, everything that I could find, and try to make work. And I worked my way up to a point now where I'm doing all right. And it's I get to do what I love for a living.
Yeah.
And that's more important to me than having $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is the message here.
Yeah.
It's not about being the richest person out there and having all this shit that...
No, it really isn't.
Because you spend all your time earning the money to afford shit, you can't actually enjoy the shit you're spending it on.
Yeah.
It's not about that.
Stop thinking about
and
it's not about material possessions in the first place.
Stop buying status objects. Buy things that make you actually happy.
That make you happy. Yeah. And that's the thing is also there's an old saying about how you never work harder than when you're doing something you love. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing worse than working hard and spending all your time and energy and emotional output on something you hate just to pay the bills. But I mean, if you find something you love, find your niche, and latch onto it and just stick to it, you'll find that the money will come eventually if you keep going. But most importantly, you'll be happy. So you'll be, you know, like, I mean, I'll do my streaming. I'll stream for, you know, 14, 15 hours at a stretch because I enjoy it. I can't imagine doing my previous job for 14, 15 hours at a stretch.
Fucking kill yourself.
Yeah, I made more money, but I was miserable the whole fucking time. And
It's torture. That's the difference.
so, yeah, is it about the money or is it about the mental and emotional well-being? You know, I mean, look how fast my hair went gray.
And like my point is,
That's because of that job.
yes,
and jobs
don't
like
quit
it.
your job tomorrow because
No.
you're gonna lose your house. But
No.
just spend your free time, since your friends
Yeah.
are off playing with their kids or whatever. Just spend your free time
Yeah.
doing whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
If you want to be an artist, you want to draw, you want to write, you want to do whatever, just start doing it. Even if you're gonna suck, it's okay. Just keep doing it though. That's it. Just do it.
See, that's what I started doing, is while I was doing my job that I hated, I was doing YouTube and started to get more into the streaming and such. And it got to the point where I realized I could make a living at it. It was just a matter of, it would be a meager living, but it would be enough, you know, to get by, to pay the bills. And then I could just focus on building the audience and increasing that to the point where I'm no longer just scraping by, but I'm actually in the same place financially that I was at my previous job, but in a much happier place.
Dude, you only need
So-
a couple hundred subscribers.
I don't even need that many. Yeah.
I mean, you like I did the math. I only need like 250 subscribers to make a living,
Yeah.
move somewhere else, to be anything. I have.
Yeah.
I'm a tenth of the way there. Like I'm just saying, like it's like
Yeah,
I'm freaking-
that's about it. Yeah, a couple hundred subscribers, and I'm about a quarter of the way there, honestly, just with
Yeah.
the subscribers on Twitch alone.
yeah. I mean,
And then factor in YouTube, factor in, you know, bits and soundboard stuff and donations for marathons, and then what else? Patreon. All collectively, you know, I'm doing okay at the moment, but I mean, and then I figure the
tight but
more I
livable.
stick to it, I mean, it's only going to improve over time. You know,
It's tight but livable. You know.
yeah.
And that's,
As the audience grows, the money will become less of a concern because it'll just kind of be happening as a result of being consistent with the streams and stuff.
Imagine the content that just flow out of this man when all his worries are gone.
Oh, and all that stress is gone. Yeah, then I'm gonna fucking make videos and do streams for you guys all the time. I mean, it's
Video content will flood out of him like his
You'll
ass.
still have like a
after
month
vulgar.
now.
it'd be like
Time
this
every
diarrhea rivers of content.
He'll still have the crippling depression for a whole month once a year, but like that's brains. Man.
But I will have made so much content in the previous months that there'll still be a steady flow of content, even when I'm collapsed into the corner in the fetal position, bawling my eyes out for a month. You know,
Audience that can do reruns and actually get viewers on those reruns and
Yeah.
donations on those reruns,
that's
etc.
true. Yeah,
Like I look at there's some people out here who have like thousands of viewers, just viewers, right?
Mhm.
And they'll do a rerun for 900 people.
yeah.
I'm like, fuck's sake, 900 people? That's a fuck ton of people just watching old content.
Yeah, I
Random.
gotta figure out the rerun system, obviously.
Me
But
too, I had to. But I mean,
haven't
like,
done it yet.
but like it's like if you're not going to stream that day, throwing the rerun up.
You got something, yeah.
When you have a big audience, early on, it's not going to do anything for you. Like
No.
me, you, I don't think it's going to do anything for us. But
No, probably not.
soon, maybe next year, you'll be like running reruns in your days off and still being able to pay the bills.
When will then be now?
You know, soon.
So I think about a year of growth, solid growth with this. I think you'll be pretty peach by the end of the year.
For sure. Well, let's end with the Echodrome. Here we go.
A year of growth, solid
Thank
growth
God
with
I'm not
this. I think
listening.
you'll be pretty
Oh
peach
God,
by the end of the
for
year.
sure.
It
Starts
Well,
with
let's end
solid
with the
growth.
Echodrome.
Here we go.
Solid
Year of
growth.
growth, solid
Thank
growth.
God.
This-
Solid
Oh, God.
growth. For sure.
Starts
Well, let's end
solid
with the
growth.
Echodrome. Here we go.
Solid
Year of
growth.
growth, solid
Thank God.
growth. This-
Solid growth.
Well, let's end with the Echodrome. Well, let's end with the Echodrome.
Cacophony.
I really have to pee.
I kind of think it'd be really cool to do this as a show, like just an actual show post SNI, where you call it the Acrodome and we just do this for an hour.
Just an hour of
It's the most troll bullshit.
See, the The trick is because if it's on, if all the multiple duplicates are at full volume, it never decays. It just keeps adding into a massive cacophony. So the trick is to have like a little bit of decay, so that it'll fade gradually over time, and new sounds will come in and overlap.
You increase the decay just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
I think.
So
the air horn's less persistent. Because I literally could still hear it all the way to the end, way in the background. At the very back. Just like,
Angel came in the middle of that, was so confused. It's like, did I open multiple tabs? What's going on? It's like, no. There's, that's kind of how the Echodrome has accidentally happened on occasion, where I've had a second tab open or something, but it's like, where's that echo coming from? And then I'll just, like, kind of play with it, but, yeah, good times, good times. So yeah, I was wondering, what am I going to play? I was going to play something for a couple hours, because I didn't get the 2 bonus hours in the Major Motoko chipped in for in the marathon yesterday, just because it went for so long. I don't know. I mean, I've basically got a couple hours worth of gameplay that I can do for that.
Skyrim.
I could do a couple hours of Skyrim. Although I would just keep playing it.
Yeah, that's the point.
Oh, I see. You want me to keep playing it. Yeah, I could just do Skyrim. I mean, that's... It would certainly be
You can
nice.
also start Celeste.
It would also be nice and relaxing after the harrowing emotional journey that was Life is Strange.
Celeste won't be relaxing, but it won't be as just destroying.
Well, maybe we'll wait on that. Okay, everybody seems to be down with more Skyrim, so maybe we'll just do that.
oh my god, Sean, I had the best Echodrome link for you.
Oh, no.
6 copies of your stream at once.
Oh, God.
Oh my god.
6 copies of my stream. Oh, you
I'll post it here in original Cram for you, buddy.
formulated it. Oh,
Yeah.
multi-Twitch. Okay, here we go.
Oh, 6 copies of the stream.
I didn't know you could do that. That's awesome.
I didn't know either. I just tried it out. I was like, holy fuck, it works.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, multi-streaming
I'm
doesn't
just
work
gonna
for me.
unmute all of them.
I didn't know either. I just tried it out. Like, holy fuck, it works. I didn't know either. I just tried it out. Like, holy fuck, it works.
I'm just gonna unmute all of them.
I didn't know either. I tried it out. Holy fuck, it works. I just tried it out. Holy fuck, it works. I didn't know either. I tried it out. Holy fuck, it works. I just tried it out.
Wow, that was trippy as fuck.
That was. I actually regret everything. Like that was like.
You couldn't hear me, but I was saying that Brandon inadvertently discovered the gates of hell.
I think we should next time. I think like 2 or 3 copies. I think 6 is too many.
6. Well, it it became literal noise. Like it was something from an industrial album from the 80s.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
Well, that's how a lot of those songs are actually made. You know, they
Just
play around with
a lot
voice.
of echo and overlap.
Yeah, we
and
could go.
reverb.
We could call it the Echodrome, and we just put ourselves in music. And we should just call it. We should just do that as for fun after SNI.
Yeah, we could totally do that.
Would
Echodrome session.
I mean,
You should like record that and then add a beat to it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
dude, that'd be
That'd be
fucking crazy.
interesting.
Yeah, could do that. I could have some just simple drum beat loops ready to go that I could throw into the mix.
Apparently, D-Large loves ambient noise like that. Apparently, so
Cool.
we already have at least one cool fan.
Yay! We have one.
My psyche hurts.
So
But we
did
try to
you,
make it less discordant. Obviously, we
so
try
Dun-
to make more pleasant sounds.
So Duncan, you have do you have the beginning, the Two Guys in an Effects Box album? Because there's a few tracks on there that are like that. Ben and I used to do experimental stuff like that for the Two Guys project, and basically with the effects box.
Thank you, Commander Shepard, for the gift. He gave me the game 140.
Oh, cool.
I know nothing about it.
I don't know that one either.
That's right? Oh, that's alphabetical. I'm sorry. Maybe
You have it and love it. Yeah, in particular, I was thinking, Duncan, if you like that type of thing, the last track on there, the one called Across the Wasteland, which is 16 minutes of just sort of layered ambience
Where-
like that.
Was
It
that the
just
game?
takes you on a journey, man. Takes you on a journey.
No, you gave me Yakuza 0. Jesus, why didn't... What the fuck? You gave me Yakuza 0, but it was telling me a different game.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
That's weird.
Yakuza Gear, which is even cooler. Because
Okay, Yakuza 0 I've heard of.
I can't wait to play it. I've loved watching some like highlight videos from people playing.
Well, I
the
guess
Yakuza
because you
games.
mentioned earlier you love Yakuza films. So,
Oh yeah. Also, I think Yakuza 0 has all the New Japan Pro Wrestling guys in it too.
Duncan says, I listen to the Wasteland often. I've built a house there. Excellent.
I'm installing it now to play on stream.
Sweet. There you go. Heart disease.
But yeah, like if we were to do an actual Ecrodome show, we'd attempt to make more pleasant sounding, atonal thing. Not so.
Yeah, it wouldn't be
awful.
so cacophony noise.
Yeah.
Annoying. Let's be as annoying as possible with lots of air horn and bagpipes. And
In fact,
belching and farting and coughing.
I think you should make the air horn cost twice as much, to $10.
Think
because
so?
Of the Echodrome. Yeah, because it costs a lot to fuck with the Echodrome.
I think it is $10, isn't it?
It's
I thought.
$5
Oh, was it? I think it used
Yeah.
to be $10, and I lowered it.
because you're doing horror games.
Yeah.
I
But
think,
Well, I think we should do one or the other because that opens up a free spot, and they're both very similar in what they
It's
achieve.
true.
You know what I mean?
what they accomplish. Yeah.
yeah, which one would you rather have, bagpipes or air horn?
That's. I was just gonna ask. What? We'll put it to the viewers. I mean, we've had a lot of fun with both of them, but which would you prefer, the air horn or the bagpipes? Put it to a vote. Let the people decide.
Yeah. No, that's
Both
fans-
combined at the same time.
Wait, which one are? Vote which one you want to?
Carlatin likes bagpipes. Worm Disease likes bagpipes.
Okay.
Angel likes bagpipes. We have had some fun with the bagpipes.
I'd say I personally prefer the bagpipes, but I want the viewers to decide. Obviously.
It's
they all want air horn. then
It's
fuck it.
Amazing Grace, which is like the ultimate song to play on bagpipes. Thank you, Scotty.
I think it's just gonna be bagpipes.
I think it's bagpipes.
Yeah.
We just
I
ditched.
think-
Strong
I think
Side
there-
likes the
yeah, there you go.
bagpipes. It's
I
pretty-
think everyone just agrees. Bagpipes.
pretty
is better.
unanimous with the bagpipes. I think Stewie says bagpipes.
I think that's all right. I think right now we're gonna call it. We're axing the goddamn air horn.
Toka
Fuck it.
says Wilhelm scream. Well, just
Congratulations, Major Doe. Congratulations.
I also love bagpipes, Duncan. They have a unique flavor to them. Sound says pagpipes.
Bagpipes.
Iceman says pipe bags.
Pipe bags, okay. Bagpipes are too expensive. No, they're not. They're so intentionally expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
because it's
fucked
super
over.
long.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. That's the whole point. Is they have to be expensive because they are longer and more intrusive.
It's
Not
intentionally
fun.
disruptive.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I bought that
Expensive pipes.
I added that on expensive pipes. I put it on there specifically so there would be something extra long and intrusive that you could troll me with. But if you want that privilege, you got to pay for it. So you notice the shorter ones are cheaper, the longer ones are more expensive. I mean, it's pretty simple math there.
Your next emote should be a troll emote, by the way.
A troll?
Yes. Since either you or the audience trolls often.
Oh, yes.
I think it would be great.
It should just be your shit-eating grin. That's all you need.
Whatever. What's the default? What's the default troll? Is it Kappa? Is that right?
Yeah.
So you should mimic the Kappa face, so that other people can use his face as their Kappa if they want in other channels.
I think his shit-eating grin is pretty much the Kappa face.
Yeah. But he has to do the angle. He has to have its angle. Is my point.
Yeah.
See how it's at an angle? He has to make sure he has to mimic that, so that when he does his shit-eating grin, it looks like the Kappa head. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fair enough.
I think that would be the best one to do.
I should probably think about getting some food. I have not eaten today since getting up.
Food and then Skyrim?
Food, then Skyrim. That sounds like a good plan.
And I have to go talk to my girlfriend, so I have to depart. So.
Alright
then. Cockpaint wants to know, Skinslip, is your beard a goat in real life?
It's a beautiful name, by the way. That name is just wonderful.
Alright.
I love
no, but I am part...
Like
Croat wasn't having any of that shit in time about. Okay.
I don't know.
I didn't think it was...
I was okay with that. Okay, that was an unfair. How do you undo that?
Fat Raging Pig, thoughts on Overwatch? I don't play it. Stoudman and Skinslip do though. They really like it.
By the way, I am part goat. I am the goat. GOAT.
The
greatest
goat.
of all time. Hence the beard.
That's
and
right.
I play Overwatch, and Stoud sucks at Overwatch too. We both suck really badly at it.
But they play it a lot.
Overwatch is really frustrating sometimes. And other
Because
times
we're bad.
it's fun.
It's because we're bad. Just be honest. We're not the greatest players, so...
But they could make it... The thing is about Overwatch and Blizzard is that they could make decisions that are aimed more at players of our caliber, who represent a larger group of the audience playing the game, I think. So, like, they could make the game more fun and appealing for the majority of their audience, but instead they focus on a minority of their audience.
Because you don't focus... You always focus on making the game good. You don't focus on making the players happy, because the players you want to attract with your good game will come to your good game. So what they're doing is they're making the game high with a variety of characters. Some characters have a low skill ceiling. They can very easy to master, like Bastion, right? You just shoot people a lot. You heal. You gotta learn when to heal. You gotta learn when to turn into a turret. That's about it, right? It's a really easy character. Junkrat, really easy character, right? And then there's characters with high skill. Widow, Hanzo, right? They're all together at once. So when you have somebody who can play a high skill character well against a player who can play a low skill character well, the high skill character will oftentimes win, because it's about, like, Widow will always beat Junkrat, almost always beat Junkrat, because one shot to the head skill. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's like things like that. So the game is varied, and so it can be. That's why some games feel like it's a chore to win, and some games are easy to win, because it just depends on hero selection, how competent those people are with their heroes, right? It's really. I find it's wild. It varies wildly. Frustratingly so. But I do enjoy the characters quite a bit. So that's why I keep playing it. Though it frustrates me so much that I diminish the amount of time I play it.
Even the characters that I hate because of
maybe an hour a day,
because of how frustrating they are. Yeah. Even those characters, I still think they're pretty cool.
Like,
I hate seeing people playing Bastion, but I love Bastion as a character.
I like playing as Bastion. Yeah. I love playing as Bastion, but yeah, fighting a Bastion. My problem is I have no problem against Bastion. When people know how to fucking fight the Bastion, my problem is about half the time it's like I'm watching people one at a time try to kill the Bastion, one at a time. Like, that's not going to do it, guys. You need some teamwork, right? And the other half of the time, it's like, there's Bastion, everyone kills the Bastion. Bastion dies. And I feel bad for that Bastion player, because he's literally, I'm to the point to the battle, I'm dead. I'm to the point to the battle, I'm dead. That's not a fun game for that poor bastard. But he doesn't want to change, that's his fault, right? So, but like that, just like I said, it just depends. Like there's characters like Hanzo. Hanzo's the one that bothers me the most because Hanzo's a character. What does he do? He headshots people. He just, and then when he doesn't headshot people, he shoots arrows really fast so he can headshot you, and he kills you in one shot.
Thanks for the follow, for Bubbles.
So I don't know.
I believe, to me, Hanzo is pretty much just his fucking dragon. Like that.
That's why you can tell he's low level, by the way. I'm just saying, because when he's high level, it's goddamn it, will this motherfucker stop killing me in 2 shots? Because that's what it becomes. People learn how to use Hanzo, and he fucks you up. It's different. And all that happens with the ult is the ult makes people move and hide for a second. No one dies from the ult when you get like where I'm at. I'm higher than Stoud. I'm still trashed here, but like where I'm at in the game now, when Hanzo's ult goes off, everyone just scatters, and sometimes someone gets caught. The worst, what usually happens is someone's trying to run and get stuck in a fucking trap, where Junkrat's random trap. No, and then you die. Or what's happened to me, I go to run through a door, and then someone on the other team body blocks me, and I get fucking murdered by the dragon. I'm like, no, you son of a bitch, I'm gonna get to the door. So, you know. Anyway, I gotta go.
Oh, okay. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Hold on. The latest Skyrim live episode would not process for some reason, so I'm splitting it up into a couple of highlight videos here just to see if that
weird.
Is it. That usually does the trick.
Usually.
Ossually.
Woo! Highlight videos. Woo!
And then that one. Okay, good. Good. Hold on.
What do you... Fat Raging Pig, wonderful name. What do you work as, if you don't mind me asking? Do you mean, what does he do for work? Because this is the answer.
You're looking at it.
This.
I do this. Do you enjoy watching me work? Would you like me to come to your job and watch you work? And then ask you what you do for work? But yeah, no, this is it. I am a professional streamer and content creator.
What would you say you do here?
Alrighty, folks. So I think that is it for the show. Skinslip left, and, well, I'm staring at the screen doing things that you can't see. It's not porn, I swear.
Garbage Gamer's over there.
Garbage Gamer is over there. So I am going to play some more Skyrim in a little bit. Just give me about a half an hour. I'm going to grab some food and stuff, and then, yeah. And then we're going to play some Skyrim. Yeah. Some Skyrim for a minimum of 2 hours, because Major Motoko chipped in for an extra 2 hours of gameplay yesterday. To be fair, I think I more than fulfilled that with the 20 hours of gaming yesterday, but, you know, I like to give folks their money's worth. So, so see you guys in about 30 minutes for some Skyrim if you're live on Twitch. If you're on YouTube, there's new episodes of Skyrim every Saturday and Sunday. And if you're on my Patreon, you get full access to all the original uncut live streams of the Skyrim streams as they go up, essentially. And, yes, Quartermass is finally coming to Blu-ray. Quartermass 2 and Quartermass and the Pert. Alright, so have yourselves a wonderful day or night. And those of you sticking around, we'll see you in a few minutes. Those of you who aren't, we'll see you next week for Saturday Night InSaNiTy. Until then, thanks for watching, and sayonara.
Penis.